Well, hello everybody and welcome to another speed build. If you've been here for a while, welcome back, and if you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. Definitely make sure to subscribe if you like what you see. I upload new speed builds every week, so hit that subscribe button and also press the bell to turn all notifications on so that you don't miss out whenever I upload a new video. Also, if you like this build, be sure to give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out a lot. Alright, so this time, as you can tell by the title, I am building Tinkerbell's house. So what I did first, of course, I looked up some reference from the movies. There's several Tinkerbell movies, so if you haven't seen them, definitely do. They're so cute and I love them. And the house doesn't always look the same. There's several different designs for the house, but I kind of went for the one, well, the house is a teacup, and I went for the one where the teacup is kind of on a, well, it's sitting on top of a root. So luckily we have one that looks exactly like the one in the movie in the debug catalog. So I took that one. It's from Base Game, and it's the one you see just as the base pretty much of the build. And I placed that first thing, and I placed a room on top. So what I did there was that I placed a normal room just on the floor, on the ground, and then I put another room on top, and I deleted the room underneath it. So I just deleted the walls and the floor of the room underneath, and then I'm just left with a floating room. So that's what I went with, and then I just placed it on top of the root, so that we have an actual house that Tinkerbell, or that you could play in if you wanted to play. So this is functional. It should be functional. Everything in there should be functional. I play tested it, so it should work. And yeah, that's what I did first. And then I decided I wanted to use this teapot that we have in game. It's in the clutter section somewhere. I think, I don't know actually, but it might be base game too, but I'm not sure. But I end up getting rid of this later on, so I'm not going to talk about this a lot now. So another thing I did that was kind of, I was really happy that I was able to do this, and that we have these mushrooms. They are from Discovery University, and they're also in the debug catalog. And I used those in 2 different colors, and I just sized them up in several different, well, I used them in different sizes. So, and then I just lifted them up and placed them into the root. So that's also something that she has in the movies as well, is she has this little mushroom path up to her house. So I wanted to do that, definitely wanted to do that, and I'm very happy that I managed to do it. And I think it looks kind of neat. It doesn't look exactly like in the movie, of course, but it worked out pretty well. And yeah, they're just these mushrooms that should resemble the path to the house. And it's obviously it's not the actual path that the Sims are gonna walk when they want to go into the house. There's a ladder, as you can see here, and yeah, the ladder is functional. It's very long. It takes quite some time for the Sims to get up there, but that's the path they will take to get up into the house, not in front, obviously. So now I'm decorating the interior, and it's not very much to say here. It's well, there's everything there. There's a bed, there's a kitchen, there's a fridge, a stove, there's a bathroom, and I decided to use some half walls to separate the bathroom from everything else, because I didn't want it to look totally closed like a different separate room, but I wanted there to be some separation. So I decided to use half walls and still use a door. And don't worry, everything's functional. It all works. So yeah, and then I decided to use everything that looks a little bit used, because I figured, and this vanity thing from Eco Lifestyle that's kind of crooked and it's at an angle. We have that in the debug catalog as well. I used that because I just thought it's perfect. It's not functional, but it looks perfect. So, and she has the mirror. So if you want to play and you want to change her outfit or whatnot, you can use the mirror. You don't need the vanity. So, or the closet or whatever that's called. So yeah, and now I'm just cluttering everything up like crazy, especially the kitchen, because I mean, she's a Tinker Fairy. She has a lot of stuff, and if I could have, I would have had a separate room where she has just like clutter and everything that she finds. There just wasn't enough space for the teapot thing to work, so I did not do that. But I put some more clutter outside, and I sized it up quite a bit because I obviously wanted it to look like she's tiny and everything else is massive. And you can also see later on that I did use some trees and sized them up quite a bit so they look absolutely massive. So and here I am changing up the teapot thing. So I found this, it's actually a vase, and gosh, I don't remember what pack that's from. I'm so sorry. I don't recall what pack it's from. It could be everything. I'm not gonna say anything now because everything could be wrong. So, but this vase actually, it has this little floral print, and that's also exactly what in one movie or several, I don't know how many, they have this teapot that has exactly these kind of flowers around the top. So, I just wanted to use this so bad, and I thought I have to make this work somehow. And I'm telling you, it was a struggle. It was a struggle to make this work and make it look like a teapot, and especially a teapot that's like lying on the side. But I did. And also, what you saw just now was that I was trying to make a custom a lid for the cup, because in the movies she has it's basically the door, or there's this the lid is over the door, so probably as like some sort of protection from rain or whatever. So it's held up by some wooden things on the side, and I desperately wanted to do that. So I did use these kind of shields from Journey to Batuu. They have a hole in the middle, and they also look kind of used, so I thought it's perfect. And I used several of those and put them into different sizes, and I used the tool mod as I always do. The link is in the description. And I rotated them to be on a 70-degree angle, and this was a pain to get this right. So I did not show you everything of my struggle here because it was just a pain, but I managed to place them all in the right position so that they kind of have they kind of are in the place that I wanted them to be. So yeah, that's what I used for this. And the door is also from Journey to Batuu, and it's actually a door. I think it's supposed to be a door, so it's round, and it kind of looks nice, and it looks a little bit tinkerish to me, so I used that. And for the handle, I actually used headphones. So I think the headphones, they are in the debug catalog for sure, and I used them and just sized them up quite a bit, and then I just raised them up, and that's it. There's nothing more to it. It was pretty easy. And then I used a stone poller. It's also from the debug catalog, and I rotated that also twice in several different angles, and then I just raised it up as to resemble the pouring end of the teacup. So that's everything for the cup, basically. And there were some things sticking out that I didn't want to be shown, and also I wanted to cover up the ladder in the back. So I used these plants from Snowy Escape. They are beautiful. They look so realistic and they're very well made. So they are also from the debug catalog, sorry. And yeah, they're just these hanging plants, basically some like ivy kind of thing. And I used them to cover everything that I did not want to be shown. So, and also what I did is in certain areas, for example, where the ladder is, you cannot place items there or else the Sims won't be able to get up. And obviously I didn't want that. So what I did instead, because I wanted it to be covered somehow, and that I just used the tool mod. I placed it somewhere else on the lot where it's not in the way. And then I just used the tool mod and placed it with the mod in the right position. And then I just raised it up. So if you do that, the Sims won't recognize this as an item, not in that spot, so it's not in the way. So I did that, and I think it turned out pretty good. And yeah, then I'm just using a lot of debug plans. I only use debug plans, I think, for this build, and I just, well, basically put them everywhere. And I wanted it to be very green, not too colorful, but yeah, very green. And I just covered up the ends of the root. And also I used these mailboxes from the debug catalog. Oh gosh, I used a lot of debug items. I'm so sorry. And yeah, I wanted to add a pond because I always like to incorporate water into my builds. I think it's just it makes it look more natural and more like, I don't know, it kind of makes everything work and look nicely cohesive, and I don't know. So I used this pond and placed plants all over and all around it. And also this path, I used these stones that are, I think, they might be from Jungle Adventure, but I'm not sure. It could be base game too. I used those to resemble a path, and I just used some terrain paint to make it look like a little bit more used. And yeah. So also I used a lot of these outdoor retreat items because they look kind of like a self-made. And I used those lamps from Outdoor Retreat and sized them up a lot just to resemble basically what she has in the movie as well. She has these wooden kind of like rounded shaped branches that are just coming out of out of the floor, I guess, and they go through the handle of the teacup. So that's what I tried to do here. And also I use these bottles from Eco Lifestyle, also from the debug catalog, and I rotated one of them with the tool mod and sized them up a lot. So yeah, I wanted it to look like she is tiny and everything else is just humongous. So I used two of those in the front of the house. And then I decided to make this little backyard area basically. And I used this flower table from Eco Lifestyle because I figured she is going to be quite handy and she is going to need something to perfect her skills with. So I put this in the backyard, and then also I put these pots that are just from the clutter menu again, and I sized them up a lot also to make it look like she's tiny. And yeah, also I put a barbecue in the backyard and some of these wooden wood, basically it's just wood, like a cut off root basically. So I put them there from Outdoor Retreat again. And yeah, so she has this little kind of seating area where she can have a barbecue as well. And then I just used some lights. I used these floor lights, these base game ones, and I used them to light up everything because I wanted it. Also the mushrooms, I placed them inside the mushrooms so you can see them, but they kind of light up. And I decided to use these lanterns also I think they're from Seasons or from the holiday stuff pack. I think they're from Seasons. And yeah, I used them in this colorful swatch and placed them inside this tree in the back because I want there to be some lanterns in the tree. So I used tool mod again to raise them up quite high so that you can tell that they're that there's just a wooden stick on one side and they're just kind of floating in the air, but you can tell because they are pretty high up. And also I used this little frog because it's in the fountain decoration section, and I sized that up quite a bit, and I placed it inside the pond so that it kind of looks like it's just sitting there. And I wanted it again to resemble that Tinkerbell is very, very small and everything else is very big. And here in the backyard you can see that I again used this wardrobe kind of thing, this vanity from Eco Lifestyle from the debug catalog that's just at an angle and looks very, very in a very bad shape. So yeah, I kind of thought that this might be the area where she just puts stuff that she finds. And you know, if you know Tinkerbell, you know that she's kind of collecting stuff that she thinks she might use up for something and to make something out of it. So I thought this might be her little area where she just leaves everything. And yeah, so that's already it for this video. This is a little bit of a smaller build. I only built on a 30 by 20 lot. I hope you don't mind that. And again, thank you so much for watching. And if you're new, definitely make sure to subscribe and turn the notifications on, and also hit the like button if you like this video. So that's it from me. Enjoy the cinematic shots in the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!